Hey, Fivers. Oh, yeah. So, let's move these aside. I had to reshoot my sponsorship message. I hope Sean was able to get that. Oh, and I'm tired. Why is this here? Well, this is here because this gave me a lot of issues. I know that Lauren over at Buzz Designs, she has herself a V1 of the Prusa multi-material stuff. I think that she's experienced some issues as well. I just want to kind of talk to you about the issues that I had with this machine. And I need to, I hate leaving these on the bed. There we go. I like a clean bed, well, cleanish bed. The Prusa 1.0 multi-material extruder is a really neat device. It's got the 4 extruders up top and a Bowden setup that goes into this mixer that then spits it out through the single nozzle. Oh, excuse me. And the reason this is great is because it's one nozzle. So you're not having to deal with the X and Y of 2 or more nozzles and having to make sure that they know where each other is. It all goes through this mixer valve. However, there's an issue, and it has to do with filaments that are out of spec. Most of the time, you're going to get a filament like a 175, and it's going to go 177, maybe 179, maybe 1.8, or maybe 1.7. The problem is this has extremely tight tolerances, and a lot of times you'll get a jam. And it's not always right when you're printing. It could be that when it's doing a lot of small movements and it's moving that filament up and down in the heater area, and then it retracts it up into here, and then that blob kind of forms a ball that can't go through the rest of it. So I'll show you what I had to do multiple times on these these models. So this little piece right here, I think it's a 2.5. Yeah, it's a 2.5 millimeter Allen key. And you unscrew it from the side. I did this a lot. Like, I really got to know this machine. Screw is out. And then that just lifts right out. So right up top, you've got the PTFE tube. And it's not malformed. It looks okay. It's fluted. So it's not straight walls on the inside. They're kind of like that on the inside, just so that it can accept the filament. And what happens is this little point right here, let's see. Come on, there we go. This little piece right here. I'm gonna zoom in. Go, zoom, go. Zoom right here. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Actually, it's doing it. That's pretty good. This is the piece right here. Filament goes in right there, and it comes out right there. So what'll happen is you'll get a piece that jams because of the heat, and it comes up through that Bowden, or it comes up through that PTFE tube, and the fluted end kind of makes, I think that's where it kind of expands because of the heat if you're running too hot. And then it pulls it up against this, and it kind of forms this blob, and then it won't fit through that PTFE tube anymore. So what I had to do is shove an Allen key through there to pop stuff out this side, or shove an Allen key down here to pop stuff out there. And it was, let me back it out. It was always an easy fix, and it always involved just taking off this piece. It wasn't too bad. It's the cost of printing, right? But that's why I'm really excited for that 2.0 MMU, because it's no longer a Bowden system. The multi-material thing, it still has its drive gear right here, but then it's got a motor up here, and they feed at the same time. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I had to do during this video, and I hope that's a fun little extra tidbit that you get to learn about, is that the 1.0 Prusa provided to be a little troublesome. It's it's not faulty. It's just the tolerances are so tight that not everything is going to work. And I think that's part of why Prusa has been wanting to produce his own filament, is because he's got control of the entire life cycle. So he's got control of the filament, of the printer, and he knows what parts go in, he can test it. I think his goal eventually is to create just a better user experience. And he's still, he's not targeting everybody's, mom, right? This isn't a situation where the Prusa is the kitchen appliance that's going to be like the microwave oven. But this is his quest for innovation, and I think for just making a better experience. And I think while it's not perfect, it's definitely leaning towards a better future. There we go. Tom, Filament Frenzy, creating this model. This was a lot of fun. I can't believe he did it. That was just funny. For all the crap that Robo gets, it handled the 3-year-old ABS pretty dang well. I know it had these cracks, right? It's got the cracks right there. It's got the crack in the helmet. I don't like the bed surface on the Robo. I think their Robo Tack or Build Tack or whatever, I think it could stand to be changed. Oh, man. This model is wonderful. And you saw it on Twitter or Instagram or something. It's just crazy. Oh, I love this model. So cool. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed yourself. The sponsorship by MakerBox was cool because they reached out. I think it's a decent service because you can try different filaments without having to buy a full roll. And they get some pretty good stuff. And the box they've asked me to curate is going to be pretty awesome. I'm actually going to travel out to Printed Solid, and we're gonna make a video, almost like how it's made for the Maker Box. Printed Solid was one of the first companies to ever sponsor me. Matt from Printed Solid, Matthew Gordon, he brought me out, and he was one of the first people to get me involved. And so he's a friend of mine, and anytime and he Printed Solid, and he now own MakerBox, I think, or took it over or something. And so I'm always happy to help a friend. Wow, it just came off. So look for that coming up, and if you can, I would love for you to support it. And I don't mean I would love for you to sign up for MakerBox. Of course, if that's your thing, go for it. But if you could just offer constructive criticism, suggest filaments, retweet, repost, share, kind of engage in the conversation, because the only way things get better is if we collaborate and learn and try to change course based on feedback. There we go. I gotta clean this up and I gotta have some lunch. Love you guys. Thanks for your support. It's without Patreon support that I wouldn't be able to do this. And we'll see you on the next one.